So first of all, we actually kindly ask you to turn off your mics and we're gonna give you like short intermissions in order for you to ask us questions. And of course, we do expect you to follow along by applying these steps into your own projects. And if you don't have a project open right now, you could just simply take notes. And yeah, let's get started. So right now, the first step in exporting your PDF, your work into a PDF file is basically to identify the unit because you actually want to tell AutoCAD that you are using either millimeter or centimeter or meter. In my case, I am using meter, and a good way to actually know what type of units you're using is basically to measure the distance of the wall thickness. Since it's 0.35, then that clearly indicates that it is in meters, because if it's in anything else, then the walls are extremely small. And so the way you actually tell AutoCAD that you're using the meter system right now is basically you type UN and enter. And this interface is going to pop up, and you're going to focus on this section right here. So basically mine is set to meter, and that is exactly what I want. So I'm going to press OK and continue to the other step, which is going to be doing the layout. So when we're doing the layout, we're going to go to the layout section, which if you hover over this tab, you're going to see this interface, and press layout number 1. And the first thing you want to do in this layout is highlight everything and delete it. You can delete it either by pressing the delete key or pressing right click, and you're going to find the delete option there. Second step you're going to want to do is basically draw a rectangle, which you could either type REC and enter, or you could find the command for a rectangle in this tab right there. And you're going to input the measurements of the paper that you're planning on printing on, whether it's A1 or A2 or A3. You have to find the measurements, and one way to find the measurements is basically to go to Google and type, we're going to use the A1 measurement, so we're going to just type A1 paper size. And as you can see, it's 594 by 841 millimeters. So we're going to go back to our canvas right now, and basically we're going to draw the rectangle. Since we're actually going to use the meter system, and it was previously given to us in millimeter, we're actually going to adjust the numbers, convert it from millimeter to meter, which is going to be like 0.594 by 0.8441, and we're going to press enter. And as you can see here, the rectangle is extremely small. and that is okay. We're actually gonna fix that in a moment. But another thing, I actually want to rotate it, and because my frame is actually gonna be on like sideways, you can rotate it by pressing this icon right here, and I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. So, okay, let's try this again and rotate it 90 degrees, and here you go. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave you back to my colleague.
Okay, we will give you some time to try yourself at your project. And if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. Okay, is there any questions that we can help you with? Okay, now we will move to the next step, which is how to make the rectangle in the size of the layout. First, you're gonna press Control P in your keyboard. Then a window will pop up, and then you're gonna choose the name to be DWG to PDF, and then this the paper size, choose the one that you chose earlier, which is in our case is A1. And then what to plot, you're gonna choose window. After choosing window, this tab will disappear, and it asks you to choose the corner of the rectangle. You're gonna do that, and then the window will appear again. So now choose center to plot, center the plot and fit to paper, and then apply to layout, and then cancel. And as you can see now, it's in the size of the layout. So we're gonna give you some time again, so you can try the step. And if there is no questions, we can move on. Okay, now we will move to the next step, which is how to add the frame to the layout. First, you go to the model and copy your frame from the drawing by pressing Control P at your keyboard. Choose the frame and Control C, sorry, and then go to layout again. Then go to layout again and paste it, Control V. Now, as you can see, the frame is, and then okay, and the frame is too big for the layout. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. First, you're gonna choose the command align. And then choose the rectangle and press enter, and then press enter. and then it asks you to choose a corner. Choose any corner of the frame, and the corner that you want this corner to meet at the layout. Okay, and then repeat this step again with other corner, any other corner. Okay, and then press enter, and then it asks you that do you want to scale this the frame or the drawing that you chose, and you're gonna press yes. And as you can see now, the frame is in the size of the rectangle that we drew earlier. And now we moving on to how to add your drawing to the frame or the layout. First, write input MV, then enter in your keyboard. Then choose the rectangle that you want the drawing to be, where your drawing is gonna be. So in this case, is the inside of the frame. And then now the drawing is in the frame. You can double click inside the frame to move the drawing inside, or you can double click out to exit. So to scale the drawing, which is the scaling is the most important step here. You're gonna press Z and enter in your keyboard, and then write the scale that you want. For example, 1 to 100, 1 to 50. That one that you worked with, 1 to 100, and then XP, and then enter. And now the drawing is in the scale 1 to 100. Even if you print it out, it will be 1 to 100. So now we'll give you some time to try. And if you have any question, let us know in the chat. Okay, if you don't have any questions, we will move on to the next step. Now I will show you how to add two drawing in the same layout but in different scales. So we're gonna delete this. So to add two scales in the same layout, we're gonna repeat the same step, which is MV enter, but instead of choosing the whole rectangle, we're gonna choose only half, or what you want. So we will choose half. And now, as you can see, the drawing is only in half of the paper. The other side is empty. So you can scale this alone. Choose any scale, 1 to 100, 1 to 50, the one that you want. And then to add the other drawing, we're gonna do the same step again, MV enter, and then choose the other rectangle, the rest of the rectangle. And then you can see that there is another drawing in the other half, and maybe you can scale it different. If you have, for example, section or elevation, or section and elevation, you can do different scales. For example, 1 to 15, and the other one is 1 to 100. So this is how you can add two scales in the same layout. Um, so if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. We will give you some time to try yourself. And if you need any more, if you need more time, tell us also.
Okay, so moving on. Now we have the layout done correctly, and now we're actually gonna go back to Control P. And as you can see, if we preview it right now, it's gonna be colored, and yeah, we don't want that. You never submit a page that is basically colored to a professional setting. So a way to fix that, and this is a professional tip given to us, is to go to the plot style tablet and select new, and you basically start from scratch, and next give the file a name. We're gonna name it demo, and then finish. And then next to the selection tab, you have this button. So you press this button. So in this tab, basically what this tab infers is basically you have these colors that are representing the lines, and this is why color coding your plan is actually important, and having like a set of colors for different basically organizing your plan. This is why it's important. It's to actually have uh, so yeah, basically you're gonna want to select all by pressing Control and Shift and going down to the last color and left click on it. And basically we want to give all the colors a property of being black. This is going to be the first step. And the second property that we want to change is basically our walls are red, so we're gonna want to give our wall lines bigger thickness than the other lines. And to do that, we're gonna go back to this tab, and we're gonna choose the red color, and we're gonna go to line weight and give it the line weight of 0.7, and save and close. So now if we preview it, it's all gonna be black. And as you can see here, the line weight of the walls are gonna be thicker than rest of the drawing. So this is the final step. I'm actually gonna give you some time to administer these steps into your own project. So feel free to ask us questions in the meanwhile. So yeah. So actually, if
If you
anyone wants to ask a question, they're free to raise their hand, and we're gonna unmute them. So I'm gonna assume that no one wants to ask a question, and basically the last step is gonna be to press OK, find a file that you want to save your project in. I'm gonna save it in finished projects, and I'm just gonna press save, and basically it's gonna take time to convert everything into a PDF, and this is gonna be your finished project, and you could basically go and print this out, or you could take this and put it in Photoshop and render it. So you could literally do whatever you want with this. So we're actually going to ask, I actually want to ask if anyone wants me or Zainab to repeat any of the steps that were mentioned before. If you do, just raise your hand. Okay, so
The part where you fill, the part where you fill the A0 rectangle with the layout.
the part where I fill, I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
The part where you fill the A0 rectangle with the layout.
Oh, so the Control P part.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go back. So basically, what we did was we press Control P, and we get this tab open, and we choose In the printer plotter, we choose the name to be DWG to PDF. And in here, we basically choose the ISO expanded. Of course, you're going to choose the paper size of your choice. And our paper size is A1, and we want it to be on landscape mode. So we're going to pick the 841 by 594. And then we're going to choose window from here. And as soon as we're going to choose window, it's going to close the tab, and we're gonna basically, it's gonna close the tab, and we're gonna have to pick the size of the window, which is gonna be the paper size or the rectangle that you previously draw. So the next step is basically we check center the plot as well as fill to paper, and then we're gonna press apply. And then we're gonna hit cancel. And as soon as we hit cancel, it's gonna change the measurements of the canvas to suit our paper size. Is that clear? Uh,
Yes, it
so,
is. Thank you so much.
okay, you're welcome. Any questions? Okay, Bashar.
Yes, I have a question. How to add the side panel, like one on the right of the canvas? How did you add it?
The side panel?
Yeah, on the right.
You mean this? Or the frame?
Yes, the frame, yes, this one.
The frame you already drew it in model, so you're just gonna copy it, or you have a already ready frame from a previous work. So you're just gonna
Okay.
copy it and paste it at the layout.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
How do
Okay.
you scale the height of the text and the circles properly?
The text,
Yeah.
everything is already from the model. You scale it, you do what you want. Here you only scale the whole drawing, the drawing as a whole. So you can change only the scale of the text, or the scale of only the lines. You scale the whole drawing that you drew in the model already. So
So, Bashar, Bashar,
Yes.
do you have any more questions?
No, no more questions. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, Sultan. You have any question?
Yes. What about the dash line?
The dash line, the hatch, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the hatch is already from the model, as we said. You can. What about the dash line? Like, what is your question? Like how to add it or how to scale it or.
How to scale it?
Oh, okay. So when you draw any shape that you want to hatch, um, you go to when you go to model and you want to hatch any shape or anything, there is a command hatch. Okay, sorry for that. You're gonna choose hatch from the command from up. Yes, here, and then it shows you this new tab. You're gonna choose the hatch that you want, the style, and here you can scale and see how your hatch gonna come. So here, as you can see, if the hatch scale is very big or too small, so you're gonna change it and try different scales to see what scale that's gonna work for your drawing. You're gonna try like different numbers, big numbers, small numbers, until you find the one that suits your drawing. Okay. You can try if you have any more questions, you can ask.